I am live. That's right. I'll let the chat load. How we doing today? When you guys in, hit that like, hit that thumbs up so we can notify that we are on live, that everyone is here. Hit the like button when you guys come in. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. And I want to talk to you guys. Of course, the topic of the hour is Mr. Eddie Hearn. And some things have recently came to pass. Eddie is always making waves. Okay, he's always doing interviews. He's always in the spotlight. He's always there. Okay, he's very active when it comes to social media. You know, he's in front of the camera. He's not a behind the camera guy. He's the opposite of Al Heyman. So, greatest story ever told. Great job, Kurt. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you, brother. So, we have some accusations. I knew this shit would be coming. I knew a lot of people are saying Eddie Hearn, as you guys see my last video based on this, is a racist. And we got to talk about that, you know. Eddie Hearn is a guy that, you know, I've seen him promote a lot of people. Anywhere from Alexander Usyk to Luis Ortiz. I mean, he has promoted a lot of people. Devin Haney, Demetrius Andrade, Canelo Alvarez. You know, like so many guys that he's different from all over the place. Dmitry Bivol, Russian, you know. And the reason for this racism call, so live, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. You guys hit that like button when you come in. We got 10 people in here. That should be 10 likes. Actually, that should be 11 if the person that hit the like button like they're supposed to is gone. Which I hope they're still here. Appreciate you guys. AJ, Ben, Canelo, Chisora, White, he's promoted a lot. Yeah, he's promoted a lot of people. And if you notice, though, Eddie's been called a lot of things. I mean, a lot of things. But racist, pompous, arrogant. What else? Egotistical. Racist. This is a new one. And if you guys don't know why this is happening right now, because what he said about Gervonta Tank Davis. He said that Davis is not bright. Let me read it to you. I want to read things verbatim. All right. This is what he said, right? He said that finding the article here. Now, this is what it says. Praised Gervonta in his attempt to compare himself to Mike Tyson, and he said he was not a deep thinker and was not articulate. Okay, the way he expressed himself did not please the American, of course, who responded with a blunt message on social media. And Gervonta had a lot to say. You know, that's why I didn't take that bomb ass contract you to me to sign. But he also said the dangerous thing about Gervonta Tank Davis that he is not a deep thinker. He is not an articulate young man, Hearn explained. He said he's a bad boy. Don't get I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. He's a bad motherfucker, like Mike Tyson. Some of these other greats were. And that what makes him dangerous because they're fearless and you can't get inside their head. Well, my thing about what he said at the end, like, hey, he's fearless, you can't get in his head. Well, that's exactly what anybody can do to Gervonta Tank Davis. Because, see, mostly when people respond to certain things, okay, when they respond to certain comments that certain people make, they had to have some type of reaction. They should have felt some type of way from just responding. Because imagine the people that say what they say to Gervonta Tank Davis, you know, and it's really how you respond. So for Eddie Hearn being called a racist, that's a new one to me. It's a new one. He's promoted literally every culture, race, and creed. It's a lazy argument from a stupid person. Deontay Wilder tried the same thing. Well, to be honest, Deontay Wilder, yeah, he race baited in a way that he drug Eddie Hearn into something. It's not the fact that Eddie Hearn didn't insult him, because he did. He said nobody knows Deontay Wilder. He's just a guy from Alabama. And you know that pissed off the ego of Deontay Wilder. He was mad. And he said that, you know, he's just milking Annabelle. Annabelle being AJ. You know, he's like a slave master or some shit like that. So Wilder brought that up, you know, and a lot of people though just caught in that type of mentality. Like, dude, you wouldn't even fucking there. So what are you talking about slavery for? You have to ask someone 50 to 60 years older than you what they remember someone else telling them. That's how far ago that was now. But some things are taught, like racism, it's taught. So when he said that, he's just milking Annabelle. I mean, that's something that he was taught, and he associated that with Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, because Eddie Hearn had that to say about Deontay. And at the time, to be fair, Wilder wasn't known. You got to understand that was like 5 years ago, though. 5 years ago. A lot could happen in 5 years. That's half a fucking decade. So, you know, a lot of people know Deontay Wilder now, but like I told you guys before, the more you try to demote someone, you're also promoting them. Okay. Nobody knows him. Nobody knows Deontay. Well, they know you. So guess what? You're saying who is not known. They're knowing it through you. They all know who you are. They know who Anthony Joshua is. They know Dillian White, especially from the UK, right? But then no one knew Deontay. Bars. He's not a racist, but he did look suspect with the Conor Ben situation. Suspect. Shady? Yeah, you can say shady. You know, biased? Fuck yeah, he's biased. He's a promoter. That's exactly, I mean, look, when Jarrell Miller failed that drug test, the first person that got and jumped down his shit was Eddie Hearn. He should go to jail. Then years after that, you know, Eddie was like, he owes me money and I want to sue him and all that shit. And now Conor Ben comes around, then he don't even mention it. He didn't even mention him failing a test. But so did Frank Warren with Triple D's last fight, in my opinion. Yeah, he choked up. Callum, I remember that. He choked up. Like, what the hell? Barry Hearn did a good job of teaching his son racism. Greatest story ever told. I'll say this. I thought of that shit getting out of my car the other day. When, I don't know why. You know how like sometimes either you're working or you're doing something and just something comes to you? And that came to me. And I heard him say, yes, we were the slave masters of yesteryear. I'm like, oh, you fucking idiot. You old fool. Why would you say something like that? Why would you associate you with slavery? Slave masters? Come on, you gonna say that shit in America? You know what I mean? Like, that's the stupidest thing you could have done and said. And people took that shit and ran with it. And it was almost to the point you're like, okay, look, listen. Barry, I'm tired of trying to cover up, you know what I mean? Because I know what he meant, you know, but then it's like, that was dumb to say. You know, very tactless. Wrong choice of words. Hearn might be a racist, but I've never seen him do anything racist. Well, I don't think he's racist at all. But anybody that's biased is prejudiced. You know, like, you have favoritism. And in his case, it's not black or white. That shit's green, or, you know, on his side of the street or not on the side of the street. Why do you think now he wants to have a Dillian White Anthony Joshua fight? It's not because one's white or one's black. No, he wants it because they're both with Matchroom. They're both with DAZN. He works with both of those guys. As opposed to somebody like Ortiz or Andy Ruiz or somebody like that. He's acknowledging how minority fighters were exploited and how he was a part of it. I think that's commendable. No. Jungle is massive. Let me tell you something. It's not what he meant. It's how people took it. You guys got to understand that. It's not, look, I know what the fuck Barry meant. He meant he was in part of something where they had more dominance. This is what he meant. Barry meant this. He said we had more dominance over fighters. The fighters pretty much worked for us. We promoted the fighters. We took our 20-30%, and that was that. Nowadays, as compared to later on in current times, as of up that time, I think it was 19, he said, well, we were now it's not that way. Okay, now fighters promote themselves and they dictate what goes on versus how it used to be. That other shit, that analogy that he said was bullshit. He shouldn't have said that. He works with diversity, so the allegation, it doesn't add up. No, it doesn't add up. It shouldn't add up. It don't add up. Just because someone calls you a racist don't mean you're a racist. I'm not talking about Eddie at all, because Eddie knows he would never say. Eddie's smart enough to know that I would never fucking associate me, with slavery. In fact, let's go here. Why do you think Eddie is so pissed off at Acoli? Lawrence Acoli. Why do you think he's so pissed off at him right now? Because Lawrence Acoli used that same analogy that his father, Barry, said about himself and other promoters, including Don King, which is a black man. Okay? What did he say? He said Eddie Hearn runs his shit like a plantation. He's like a slave master. There you go. And Eddie was pissed. That's why he was like, you know what? Fuck you. You're not going to do that to me. So I'm going to take you in and we're going to, now they're squashing it. But Eddie took it that way. So he doesn't even really want to be associated like that. And that just explains, like, yo, this dude don't want to be associated with racism. But I mean, who the fuck really does? Nobody wants to be labeled a racist, even if you are a racist. You know? To put it simply, people got to learn how to read a room better, because often words do not much intention, because people suck with using words properly. Eddie didn't use them. Look, Eddie didn't say nothing fucked up. I mean, let me rephrase. He didn't say anything racist. Okay? That's how people are taking it. That's what people are going to. Oh, he's racist. He's calling them stupid. Man, look. Gervonta Tank Davis is a fighter. Okay? He's not the smartest dude. He ain't. He's short, he's swift, he's powerful, he's gifted, but like, is he intelligent in the ring? Yeah, yeah. Does that have anything to do with his ring IQ? No. But articulate, the ability to speak or to express yourself in certain words, and explain yourself properly, he's not the best at it. His delivery is not what you would think, but that's him. That's his personality. It's like Mike Tyson. Like that's like saying Mike Tyson's not articulate. He's articulate, but he has a speech impediment. He always has. Dillian White. That's like saying Dillian White. Oh, he's because he has an accent. He sounds kind of slow, or he sounds foreign. So guess what? He doesn't really. He doesn't really. He doesn't really use that type of rhetoric like anyone else. Like when you're talking about asking someone how to express themselves, you're looking at. Okay, sorry about that, guys. All right, because Okali misappropriated the issue and made it a racial when it was contractual. Him. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. I mean, when Lawrence took it a place it didn't need to go, that's what happened. Okay, and if you're accused of being that like being called a racist is almost like someone blaming you for being like a sex offender or something. It's fucked up. It's like that's areas you don't want to be associated with at all. You don't want to be associated with being called that. And then it makes it worse because now Javante and a lot of people that support Javante now are saying, hey, Eddie's racist. But now you have two now saying certain things or similar things. Oh man, he's racist. He look how he ran, look how he treated Lawrence Akali. And then guess what? Guess what now? Now what's happening is he's talking to Javante all bad. He must be racist. How in the fuck does that convey him to be racist by saying someone's not that fucking smart? You know? Not a racist. They have truly devalued the word recently. People is there are still people who take it seriously and believe in racism. Too many fake allegations make the real allegations less believable. Yeah, I mean, it throws people off because if anything, Eddie's a fucking prick for saying that. He's a prick for saying that. You know? So it's like, all right. Um, hold on, guys. Hold on a second. You can look at the way Eddie looks at AJ to tell he's not racist. Shit, maybe he sees money. You know? Let's see. Tank is not a stupid guy to say that kind of thing or offensive to say at the least. Yeah, it was very offensive. He's just saying somebody's not smart based on how they talk. That's that, if anything, it's a prick because what Eddie's doing is he's judging the way Tank expresses himself as far as the words he chooses to use. Like, you know what I mean? Nah, I ain't feeling that shit. I'm not trying, nah, he can't fuck with me like that. I ain't feeling that shit. Those are the words that he uses. And to someone like Eddie, educated, that's how he looks at it. Okay, someone like that is stupid in my book. That's what Eddie's saying. That is exactly what he's saying. People think racism is the on and off spectrum. We can be impartial too, Eddie is privately educated. No way Eddie is racist. Most of these people are not racist, but many hold prejudice. It's just the same thing. Being biased and being truly out to oppress someone are completely different. Right. You're absolutely right. And like racist. With Eddie's job to be a racist, though, that's like, I don't buy it. I don't see the angle. I don't see how anybody like Eddie Hearn could have that many different relationships with different people and not like them. I mean, I know there's a such thing and all that, but being a promoter, you have to know how to sit down and talk to someone. You have to know stuff about them, what makes them tick, hang out with them, those type of things. You have to be too open-minded, and I think open-minded people, because prejudice comes from like ignorance, because you think you're better or you think someone else is beneath you simply because of the way they look, or whatever. Whereas the more you get to know people, you see the similarities of you too. You see what you got in common, because guess what? You're getting to know them. You're not taught by some dumb redneck or white supremacist or whatever, or some fucking, on the other spectrum, somebody that thinks their race is superior. You can't get with that white boy or that black girl or that, that type of shit. That's not cool at all. Working with fighters like being AJ White on his definitely. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, he's definitely one. Imagine that Hearn would say about White if he didn't have a business relationship with him. Now, Scans France. Let me think. Let's put it this way. I'm glad you brought that up. If Eddie was with with Gervonta, do you think he would you think the words he would use that he's not a deep thinker? No, the arrogant motherfucker would say, hey, yeah. Yeah, he's smart because he got with me. Because he's gonna earn with Eddie Hearn. Bars. Because I don't think he would have said that if he would have been signed with him. And I think, again, my opinion, this is my belief. I believe Eddie is bitter about Gervonta not going with him. When he found out that he's leaving Floyd, Money Mayweather, He thought to himself, bring your ass to me. I'm going to get Devin back, and he's going to re-sign with me after he's finished with the contract with Lomachenko possibly. And then if you come over, then I got you, then I got Devin, then I can bring you two guys into a super fight, right? That's what Eddie was possibly thinking. You know what I mean? Because they've already had the Garcia fight by then, and whoever won or whatever. And especially if he wins. So if he wins, it's like, cool, that's what it is, you know? And I'm looking at it like that as far as, you know, Eddie. And I think this is just coming. He's not very bright. He's not articulate. Eddie was just telling his real thoughts, raw, uncut truth about how he felt about Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, would he have said the same thing about Dillian White? I don't know, probably. Just like Frank Warren has said certain things about Dillian White. And those guys go back and forth, right? How would business dictate he had to talk about him? I mean, he was bitter. I mean, if you felt some type of way, if you felt rejected from somebody, just like Lennox Lewis and Anthony Joshua. Lennox Lewis had a lot of criticizing to say about AJ, but you have to understand, you think he would have said that if he would have been signed with him? No. He wouldn't have said that at all. AJ, yeah, I think he's the best. I think he's better than Deontay. I think he can give a go with Tyson Fury. I think he can beat Tyson Fury. That's what he would have said if AJ would have taken his advice to come over here in America and make his name here. He would have been fighting guy. He'd have fought Charles Martin. He fought Dominic Brazil. Molina, I think it was, right? He fought him. But he would have fought a lot of more people. Probably would have fought Ortiz at some point. Deontay Wilder fight would have probably already happened. That would have happened years ago. Then we would have knew who was better or not. Because then he would have been with Al Heyman more than likely. And then Lennox Lewis would be managing him, which Lennox Lewis should really be training him. He should really be training AJ. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't get along, but I'm like, once upon a time they did. There was a once upon a time ago that AJ and Lennox Lewis was buddy-buddy. He looked at Lennox Lewis like a big fucking brother or something like that. I don't know necessarily about a daddy, but a big brother. He looked at him like a big brother that's already been where he wants to be. He wants to go far. He wants to be a champ. He had that Olympic gold medal around his neck. Yo, Kurt, just come on. Didn't even get a notification. For fuck's sake, just going out on a little cruise. So nice to be listening in. Tony Lyons, look. Try unsubscribing, subscribing again, and hitting the bell. Because, I mean, it's crazy. The ratio has to be... Notifications for YouTube has to be absolute garbage. You cannot have over 70,000 subscribers and then 50 fucking people show up. And that you guys, and a lot of you guys didn't even get the notification. I'm just saying, so like maybe people should, that's what trips me out. People are like, man, I'm gonna subscribe. I'm like, that's cool, I appreciate it, but watch if you give a shit. If you don't watch, don't subscribe. That's my thing. I would rather have, because you have people that have 10,000 subscribers and they have 400 or 500 people on. So I'm like, that has to be, a fucked up thing. Lennox Lewis training AJ is a great call, but AJ thinks he's better than Lennox. He's not better than Lennox Lewis. He's not better than Lennox Lewis. Not now, anyway. Major Key Boxing, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Just done it. Yeah. You should get the notifications. Hit the bell like that notifies you all. Like, some people specialize because I'm like, well, damn, why is it just certain numbers or certain high? Because certain people you can fix it. You can. I heard it only gives you 5 notifications and they're ranked by channel. Well, that's shitty. Karma Serene, what's up, baby? Counterpunch to you. Guys, go subscribe to her channel. All 57 of you. I wish it was more people so I could, get more out. Great boxing channel, great perspective, different opinions. I think boxing channels are good because you have different opinions. You have people how they think, and you have to respect people for what and how they honestly think. Not one channel trying to be like another one. Be your fucking self. Do all that. Oh, absolutely. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll see you in ATX somewhere. Round Rock, Cedar Park, Mopac. You know the places. It's funny. I'll run into you like, hey, Karma! Usyk versus Lennox Lewis. Fantasy fight. It'd be a good fight because you got two tall men. They're coming in, Kurt. Be patient. If you build it, they will come. Major Key Boxing. Absolutely. I've been building a long time, sir. Oscar. Kurt, big up to you. Big up to you, brother. XK Shots. Lennox Lewis is lucky he never fought no one like Usyk. Oh, wow. That's something I never thought of Lennox Lewis fighting Alexander Usyk. Callum Madison, Lewis bashes Usyk like he did Holyfield in the first or second fight. No, bro. Holyfield didn't move like that. Holyfield was good at fighting him. He was the warrior for a reason. He was good at fighting himself in, and then attacking on the inside. So he was a great inside fighter, but he took a lot of punishment. They called Evander Holyfield, they called him the possum because he would play possum because he would make you think that he was hurt because, the way he crouches down and then he catches you with something because he has to get closer to you to land these shots. That's why he wants people to think. See, one thing about a fighter, the mentality of a fighter, when you hurt someone, that's when the adrenaline spikes the highest because this is the opportunity to get this guy out of here. So you're going to put your best foot forward. Kind of like round 9 from for Usyk Joshua 2. Or from the 5th round for Joshua Klitschko. 1, or there's only 1, right? Yeah, Lennox Lewis was not afraid. He wasn't afraid. But it took him a while. It took him like 6 fights to get back from that knockout of McCall. I never thought of Lennox Lewis versus Usyk either. And they are two of the best heavyweights I've ever saw. I think Usyk outpoints Lennox. I never even thought. I'm going to do a video on that shit. Just because. And thank you. I've never thought. Vincent, I've never thought about Lennox Lewis fighting Alexander Usyk. I never thought of that, ever. But then Lennox, though, good with the jab. I think Lennox would be better at the jab. But I also think because Lennox holds his jab and he snaps it, but then it's like he jabs it to bring it back so he can jab again. So he doesn't come from the shoulder. He comes from the elbow. So he could probably, if he gets the timing of Usyk down, he could give Usyk problems. He could swell his ass up with that jab if he constantly gets the distance down where Usyk's going to be. But that's going to be a fucking problem because Usyk's going to be all over the place. And Usyk will take a couple shots just to miss and slip with your bigger punch, the setup punch, the right hand. So he might take a jab, then slips the right hand, then comes with his own left. Then if it's still there, he'll whack you again if you're still in position. That's what Usyk does. So he'll hit you, bop, bop, and it'll make you want to fucking cover up. Just like he did AJ. AJ wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for that shit. The roided Lennox might put Usyk to sleep. I have never heard Lennox Lewis to be on steroids. So you guys are saying some new shit to me today. The boxing scholar, counterpunch to you. I'm not comparing Usyk to Holyfield, but I think Lennox goes 8 rounds with Usyk, then sparks. him out. Bang. Lennox would throw more punches. See, if you're not scared, see, just like, look, who wasn't scared that fought Usyk? Who wasn't scared? Derek Chisora wasn't scared, right? That's why do you think Derek Chisora was so successful? A lot of people, man, you had a better fight with Usyk than AJ did, because Derek knew what he was going to do. Derek wasn't apprehensive. I think you guys are confusing scared with apprehensive. You're apprehensive not because you're scared. You do not want to get hit with something. That's what's going to make you. Something stopping you from doing it. Is it fear of, but fear from what? Is it fear from being hurt? Is it fear from getting punched? Is it fear from getting knocked out? Is it fear for what? You know, scoring over you, making you look bad. You don't know. It's different levels. Like, nah, like, damn. I think it's uncertain. You're uncertain. You're apprehensive because you don't really know. You know, those guys in the Ukraine over there, they make people quit. You know, so when I seen AJ's eye swell, man, it was over. I said, AJ's getting fucked up. But I had picked Usyk to win. Why? Because if he tried to box with Usyk was gonna win. You better if you were bigger and stronger, you better show you're bigger and stronger. It's crazy how everyone that punched AJ up is a killer. Now Lewis is lucky he didn't run into Usyk. It's getting ridiculous. No, bro. Lennox Lewis will fight you. And Lennox turns into his punches. If you watch a Lennox fight, bro, Lennox turns into his shots and will knock you the hell out. Lennox was afraid of Vitaly Klitschko. Zarina, he didn't want another fight with him. Now, you could argue that Lennox Lewis said that was going to be his last fight. He did say, they say, look, this is going to be my last fight. You know, I wonder, though, we'll never know this, but I just wonder if Lennox Lewis would have got knocked out by Vitaly Klitschko, would that be the last fight? Would he be retiring? That's the word I was looking for, retiring. Lewis wanted to box against Headbutt. Goes both. Lennox had good footwork. You know what? I gotta make a run, but we're coming back and we're gonna talk about Usyk. We're gonna talk about Lewis, and we're gonna talk about Eddie. But we're going to continue with Usyk versus Lennox Lewis. You guys stay with me. That's going to be the next topic. Of course, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in about an hour, because I got to make a run to the studio. So, see you guys in about an hour. I will come back. You guys come back too. And everyone here, if you don't get notifications, make sure you unsubscribe, then subscribe again and hit that bell. But anyway, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Of course, God bless you, and you've been Counterpunch. Peace!